All right, welcome back. Let's ask a very simple question. Did the Federal Reserve make a mistake by not cutting interest rates this week? More on the street are beginning to ask the question, especially as markets sell off today. So let's talk about the Fed's next move and where the American economy really stands right now with the perfect guest for it all, and that is Richard Clarida. He is former Fed Vice Chair. He is the Global Economic Advisor to PIMCO. And Richard, listen, good to talk to you again.
Yeah,
I know you have great respect. You have great respect for your former colleagues on the Fed, great respect and friendship with Jay Powell. You're not going to dunk on anybody. I get it. But was it a policy, personally, was it a policy mistake to not cut on Wednesday?
Well, I don't think so, and here's why. Look, the Fed is going to be data dependent. They've said that. The data has been soft for a while. It got more than soft today. Markets have already priced in rate cuts. So I think the important point is the markets understand the Fed's reaction function. I think it would be a mistake if they didn't cut in September and probably indicate more are on the way. But no, I don't think you can micromanage July versus September, especially when the markets are doing some of the work for them.
Yeah, and that's you nailed it as usual. That last point, the markets are doing some of the work for them. We're all freaking out about the Fed and what they might do or may not do in September or November or December, whatever it might be. It looks like you're on the other side now, Rich. The bond market has spoken.
Yes. You know, and sometimes the market gets it wrong. In January, the markets thought there would be 6 cuts this year. Don't think that's going to happen. And then, of course, it got to 1 cut. So, you know, we're in a phase now. Look, there's been a big success here. The Fed brought inflation down from 7 to 2 point something. So far, we've avoided a downturn. I think the Powell Fed's trying to stick that soft landing, that soft, to borrow from an analogy to the Olympics. So I think that's where we are right now. Yeah.
So does it matter what they do in September? The market has got like a 100% chance of a rate cut. Does it matter if they cut in September for the economy? Yeah. And number two, you might have patched in late. I was sort of reminding the audience, Fed can cut any time at once, right? They don't have to cut only at meetings.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I was there. I was there in 2020. We did that a couple times. Yeah, we prefer to call it an unscheduled meeting, not an emergency meeting. But yes, sure it can. I don't see that's happening. You know, there is a risk whenever the central bank adjusts outside of a scheduled meeting. The markets can think, you know, what do they know that we don't know? So no. But get back to your original question a moment ago. Yes, I think it would clearly be a mistake, given what we know now, if they didn't cut in September. You know, the unemployment rate has now moved up by about a point. The payroll gains today were very modest. You know, private sector payroll gains, especially excluding, you know, healthcare, which has a connection to the government, have been running weak all year. So I think they have enough information. They will have enough information going into September. I think they will cut. The news then will be how many cuts do they pencil in for the rest of the year. But they made it very clear in the FOMC statement 2 days ago that risks are bound. They have a balanced approach. They have two mandates: employment and price stability. And I think they're ready to adjust.
There's so much noise out there in the data, though, and I get it. I don't want to get politics involved, but everybody's like, "Oh, this super strong economy." I've been sort of on the tape saying I don't know how strong it is. Going back to pre-COVID, 6 million more jobs than pre-COVID. Divide that by the number of months. That's kind of average or even below average job creation. To your point, most of the job creation is either government or government funded, which is was healthcare. Those are good jobs. Yeah. No disrespect. I just wonder, can the private sector stand on its own? People wildly underestimate how much COVID money and COVID stimulus and low rates were out there. I just wonder what the actual stripped down, true American economy looks like right now. And I have no idea.
Well, I think it's a very good point. I have a similar set of sentiments in that I think this has been such an unusual cycle. The pandemic was unusual. The policy response, we had the Russia-Ukraine. You know, we lose count of not even getting involved in the political calendar. Very, very unusual. But in particular, you know, indexes of underlying strength in the economy, especially at the lower half of the income distribution, have been slowing. And so, yes, I do think the economy is growing. I think it's growing at about trend, but the momentum is clearly downshifting. There is no doubt.